If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wrestling Art with Chris Things.
Ray! Do the hammerlock! I do the hammerlock! Ray! Do the hammerlock, you turkey necks! Yeah, do the hammerlock! I do the hammerlock!
Everybody's doing it. Hello, hi friends. Welcome to Wrestling Art with Chris Things. I am Chris Things, Brian, your host, your Wrestling Art pal, and I am here for the new year, for 2026. Wow, that feels weird to say, but we're officially in the new year. I thought I'd come on here after a brief little holiday break and do a little solo edition of the show for you guys, to say hello and to say some thanks. So, I mean, I often come on this podcast and I thank everyone for all the support and for listening to the show and all of that kind of stuff. But I wanted to, I was looking at things. I was looking at, we've officially closed out 2025. So I wanted to sort of like give thanks and maybe reflect a little bit on the year that was. Kind of do a little bit of a mental reset, I guess, for 2026. I do kind of use this thing as like a personal journal kind of thing, so it's kind of about getting my thoughts out there, and hopefully this is someone out there in the ether that perhaps finds this interesting. I don't know, but yeah, I thought I'd come on here, and I was thinking about the year that was, and it was pretty massive. Like, so I've been doing this art thing full time now since like mid 2023. I feel it probably took till like mid 2024 to where I kind of like worked out how that looks for me, and then from that point onwards, I guess it was sort of about like refining it, and more than anything, just continuing to put in the work. Like I think it's a very easy thing when you're doing something that you love. Like, once it gets hard to be like, hey, this isn't as fun anymore. This sucks now. I want to stop. But I'm not wired that way. I just really, really, really had like such a desire to make this work, like one way or the other. And I don't know where that comes from. I mean, part of it might be like I do really enjoy making the things and making art, and I love the like purpose that it gives me for my life, and I love like being passionate about things. So all of that comes together, and that's my art practice. It's about celebrating being passionate about quite niche, weird, strange subject matter to some people. And just putting it all out there, and like I was thinking about this today. There's so many awful things happening in the world right now, and I think there's like when we have that, it can be so hard to like get like you going for your day to like stop focusing on all this awful stuff and to try to like live our life with a purpose, or to even just be able to get energy to get going for anything that you care about. But what I guess drives me in the face of all this awful things, like in a way, I was thinking about it. It's like it's in our power to control how we react to it, and to how much we want to allow that negativity to affect us. I mean, it's good if you can take that negativity and actually do something powerful and actually making change out there. Have all of the respect in the world for the people that are able to do that. But like if you're just taking all that negativity and just letting it stifle the things that you love and the stuff that you want to do, like I don't think that's that productive, So I guess I was thinking about it and I was like, what allows me to keep moving, to keep making, to keep like doing stuff that I feel like is my purpose, is the idea that I can like make these things and put them out into the world. And look, legit, they're silly, they're dumb, they're ridiculous, like they're whatever, probably not important in the grand scheme of things that much, but they're little things that give me joy in making, and I think, like, hopefully, and I've been happy to actually hear from some different people throughout my my different adventures, that these things make them happy to look at as well. So if I can do that, if I can be like some small like token of just putting a smile on someone's face, or like putting something like nice into the world that I can make, that is about human creativity, weird human creativity, and celebrating passions and that kind of stuff. And I feel like that's me doing what I'm meant to do. So that's kind of what keeps me going. And as I look at the year that was past, like there was a lot of work that I did. I was actually pretty stoked when I looked at it, and I had some stats that I thought I'd run by here. So I don't know if these are absolutely correct, but close to it at least. For Chris Things Art for 2025, I had one solo art show, which felt like when I was going through it almost killed me. I was so stoked about doing it. That was the one at the Scratch early last year, my Los Luchadores versus Alien Invaders concept show. Did like 14 new pieces of art, like all around this concept, kind of like telling a story through it as well. And I was really happy with how it came out. Like I feel in some ways it might have been like my best show yet, all around. And then I was able to use all of that stuff to both then sell as art prints through the year at my variety of different markets and in-person events and all that kind of stuff. But also I was able to put them into a calendar, which I've been so stoked about how well received that has been by you guys, and how much everyone has so lovely supported this silly calendar of mine. So thank you so much to everyone who already has that one hanging on their wall, or has their order that they're waiting to arrive. And that one is still available. I do have a few more copies here available at christhings.com.au. So if you would like a calendar of your own, you can still get it. But yeah, I really love the idea that I can make this work. And kind of it can be in my year's body of work, and it can like live on in different ways, and now it can be on people's wall throughout the calendar year of 2026. Yeah, that makes me very happy. So I had the solo show, which again, so much thank you to the Scratch Bar. I love the people there. I love everything that it represents. The Scratch has been so supportive of my art of late, of not just the late, of all time. Going back to the first time I entered the Scratch Bar on a competition with like a Andre the Giant Sasquatch themed motif, and I ended up winning that competition. Man, that was mind-blowing, and that sort of gave me the belief in my art to keep going. So thank you to the Scratch. You always continue to support me, as well as our wrestling club events throughout this year, of course. Love the Scratch. But so I had the one solo art show earlier on this year. I have, it appears I've participated in 5 group art shows in 2025, which I'm pretty stoked about. And then in terms of my in-person events, like, wrestling clubs, the Lucha Fantastica shows that I do, the like different in-person markets, all that kind of stuff. I did 29 of those in-person events in 2025, which is pretty wild. That's if I did not think I'd be ever doing that many in-person events, but that's events where I'm there, I'm in person, I'm talking to people in person, face to face. Like that human element has become so important to my art, and it honestly, like, that's another thing that keeps me going. Getting to actually like be at a market or whatever and see people like looking at my art and rifling through my art prints that I got in a little box and seeing which ones like make their eyes light up or bring a smile or a laugh, or them say to their like friend or loved one, like, oh, check this out, how dumb is this, like, in a good way. Like that makes me so happy, and it's so like fulfilling. So that has been such an amazing thing. So I'd like to say such a big thank you to every single person that I met this last year, who I had a chat with, who might have like bought something. Guys, you are the reason why I get to do this. You're the reason why I get to be a full-time artist. You are the reason that I have belief, to keep doing what I'm doing, and to know that maybe these silly artworks that I make can actually like bring some happiness into people's lives, and that's a big thing for me. But yeah, I want to sincerely thank everyone. I wouldn't get to do this, and I wouldn't get to like live my life's passion if it wasn't for everyone out there who supports this journey, who kindly goes to christhings.com.au and buys prints. You might buy a calendar, a t-shirt. If you do that in person at any of these events, like, you guys are the reason I get to do this. So when like I talk to you about this kind of like achievements and things that I'm proud of, because I feel like you're part of it. You're equally part of it for me. Like, I might be making the things, but if I'm just like making them in a vacuum and no one's out there supporting, this thing doesn't work. Like, honestly, it means so much to me. I also want to say such a big thank you. I actually didn't even look up the stat of this, but really a fulfilling amount of commission work this year as well. I have a combination of some wonderfully loyal regular clients that I've been doing stuff for some time. I've also got to do different little bits and pieces for a variety of people and different kind of stuff. The amount of like fun, different, wacky kind of concepts that people have brought to me, and that I've then got to make into my sort of Chris Things kind of vision. Yeah, dude, like, honestly, that's been so good, and it's becoming like a bigger part of my art practice now. So a big thank you to everyone who has got me to do commission things and who is getting me to do stuff into the future. I just wrapped up a really bunch of cool projects that I can't wait to share with you guys. And I'm in the process of making some other ones that I'm very, very excited about.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
I am so excited. I'm not sure if I mentioned on this podcast yet, but I'm back working with Masked Republic, Kevin Kleinrock's Lucha Libre company, or Lucha Libre like marketing company. I don't know what you would actually refer to it as, but it basically celebrates all amazing things lucha in like for English language audience, and they're putting out a book, a really cool like coffee table book that it actually has like a Kickstarter that's going to be starting recently. So I'd highly recommend check out Luchadors versus Everything by Masked Republic. I am actually contributing a personally made Chris Things poster illustration for this book, for my take on one of the movies. So this whole book is kind of like a celebration of the history of Lucha Libre cinema, of that delightfully B-grade, campy luchadors fighting monsters and Nazis and all of the evil of the world. Like, I love these movies so much, and that was such a key building block of my, my love for Lucha Libre, really. So getting to contribute to this book that really is like, I think, the most comprehensive book that's ever been, or English language book that's ever been published on this topic. Very, very excited, and I'm so excited to be in such great company with some other incredible artists. Past guest of this show, Porta Veritas is part of it, which I had a little chat with him last week about, and we're both very, very excited about that. On that topic, I also am excited to announce, I believe for the first time on here, that I'm taking part in an initiative that Porta Veritas is pushing. It's an art project called 200% Mexa. So it's about like luchadors fighting different kind of social causes kind of deal. I am so excited to be part of this. So it's going to have some exhibition component as well, but they've just started posting stuff on social media. So honored to be part of that one with my great amigo Porta Veritas. And yeah, he actually just posted, and then I shared on my main grid on Instagram, Chris Things on Instagram, my piece that I did for it. So I did a brand new illustration that is one of my lucha heroes, LA Park, fighting off the scum of the earth that are ice, and I did it in a way that kind of is like a bit of a tribute to one of my favorite LA Park rivalries, his rivalry against Rush. And I did a little bit of a nod in there to Paul Thomas Anderson's latest incredible film, One Battle After Another. The artwork is titled A Few Small Beers. So have a look at that on my Instagram if you'd like. But I was very stoked with how that came out, and I'm very excited to see where it's going to go as part of 200% Mexa. And then finally, I thought we'd finish up this podcast by me telling you, on the last episode we did, where we had Brad on for our wrestling club debrief, I spilt the beans about the new concept that we're doing for 2026 in Brisbane. It's called Cult Lucha. This thing is a monthly movie night that we're doing at the Netherworld Arcade and Bar. Now, Netherworld is another venue in Brisbane that has supported my art a whole bunch over the years. I've had a bunch of solo shows there, more group shows than I can count. Love the great team at Netherworld and Ben, who does all this stuff. So we're bringing out our monthly Lucha Libre classic retro films. We're going to be screening them at Netherworld on a monthly basis. So going back and showing some of these, like the greatest like lucha movies of all time, and some real classics. Again, that stuff that I was speaking about, where, you know, I've what made me fall in love with lucha. There's this campy, delightful action movies that just bring together all the things that I love. So we're kicking it all off on Sunday, January 18th from 7 p.m. at Netherworld. We're starting with such a classic of the genre of lucha films, Santo versus the Vampire Women. So I remember watching this thing back in the day on public access television here in Brisbane, on Bris 31, on a Friday night schlock horror double feature that used to be on, and something I'd very much look forward to, and it blew my mind. And funnily enough, the guy who hosted that show, who did the intro of that, is the dude who I am partnering with, my partner in crime, trash video icon, Andrew Leovold. We're doing this together. We're going to be hosting this screening together. We're going to be hopefully having some fun, knowledgeable banter about the history of Lucha Libre cinema. And it's all going down on this night. It's a free evening, Sunday, January 18th, a schlocktastic cult classic movie night hosted by Andrew Leovold and Chris Things Brian. Would love to have you there. This is, again, one of those things where it's like so extremely, extremely niche. I'm like, who is the audience for this thing to watch? Often black and white Lucha Libre action subtitled Lucha Libre action movies from the 60s. But I'd like to think there is. I would like to think that there is. But either way, I'm going to have so much fun. I'm going to bring along my art table, bring along my art prints. I'm going to wear a suit. I'm going to melt wearing this suit in mid-January in Brisbane, but I feel like I got to dress up for the occasion. So if you'd like to come along, please do. If you'd like to make it a black tie affair, please do. No pressure to do so whatsoever. But if you do have a lucha mask sitting at home, please wear that bad boy along. Dude, I am so enthused about this. Thank you so much to Netherworld. Thank you so much to Ben for allowing us to do this ridiculous thing. And thank you so much to my partner in crime, Andrew Leovold. Dude, I am just so excited about this for 2026. I believe we're still going to be chugging along with our wrestling club events at the Scratch, so please don't be thinking that that's all come to an end. I'll have to work out how the timing is going to work on this, but different events and such that I have going on. But I do this with my everything, and if there's some cool opportunity like that that's coming up, there is no way that I'm missing out on being, partially responsible for bringing Santo versus the Vampire Women to my one of my local bars in Brisbane for everyone to come along to and enjoy together. Yeah, dude, man, that's kind of the main stuff I wanted to talk about today. We had a lot of cool things happen in 2025 for Chris Things Art. Eternally thankful, and I'm really excited for 2026. I've already got a few cool things locked in, and some exciting work that I'm going to be doing. But if you want to be part of that ride in any way, if you want to, hit me up and procure Chris Things of your own, please do. If you want to lock in some sort of commission piece for 2026, please do. Books are open. We'll see which week we can get you scheduled in there. Just let me know what your deadlines are looking like. We'll have a bit of a chat about it. But yeah, I love this stuff. I love collaborating with people. I love getting to work on creative things together. I love bringing people's concepts to life. But yeah, thank you again to all of my past and present clients. You guys entrusting me with your different whatever it might be really does mean the world to me. Well, I think that has brought us to about the end of this week's episode. I've got a few different artist guests that I'm looking to chat to in 2026. I'd like to do more of our Wrestling Art Curator editions of the show and more folks where we can have them on and talk about their art practice. Please hit me up if you might be a wrestling artist who would like to talk about your stuff. I always welcome people doing that. Guys, I think 2026 is going to be an exciting one. I'm hoping to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm hoping to continue the momentum, and I'm planning on continuing to just putting the work in to keep on making things, and to focus on the happiness that actually brings to my life. Honestly, a day where I make something, where I paint something, where I draw something is so much better than a day that I don't. So I want to spread the word about that. If you're on the fence of being just destroyed by all of the negativity in the world right now, I highly recommend picking up a pen or a pencil or a brush and just doing something creative. It's a wonderful escape. Thanks again, guys. I'd like to also thank the great team at Social Suplex for allowing me to do this podcast. We're up to 99 episodes, I believe. I don't know how that happened. I'd like to thank everyone that listens out there, who has listened, whether you dip in and out, whatever, but I really appreciate it. I appreciate being in your ear holes. It's socialsuplex.com, the great team that allows me to do this really obscure podcast. Home of such great shows, other wrestling podcasts such as One Nation Radio, Keeping It Strong Style, All Things Elite. We got the Imps WW Adventure, the Trish and Sarah podcast, Tunnel Talk. They got all of the cool things happening over at Social Suplex, and I'm stoked to get to be a part of it. Shout out to anyone out there who might just be a consumer of all things Social Suplex. I appreciate that loyalty, and also a big thank you to anyone out there who does a donation relating to the podcast, or subscribes or spreads the word, all that good stuff. I think that brings us to the end. I am scratching my head to think, is there anything else that I forgot? But man, just keep on living life. Try to enjoy life as best you can. Try to watch as much wrestling as you can. That always makes me happy. And yeah, always be creating if that's your vibe, if that fills up your cup. Thanks so much, guys. Here is to a hopefully good 2026. Hope everyone had a wonderful holidays, and I'll be keeping on staying in your ear holes for 2026. All right, I'll catch you next week. Till then, I have been Chris Things, and this is Wrestling Art with Chris Things.
I do the
Enjoy.
hammerlock. Do the hammerlock, you turkey necks. Yeah, do the hammerlock. I do the hammerlock. Everybody's doing it. Do the eye gouge. Yeah, do the eye gouge. Do the eye gouge, you turkey necks. Yeah, do the eye gouge. I do the eye gouge. Everybody's doing it. Okay, you turkey nuts. Gather around. Let me show you how to do the crusher.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.